Today we're talking about something that affects pretty much all of us. The foods we think are doing our hearts a favor, but might actually be working against us. Now, this isn't about scaring you or telling you to throw out your entire pantry. It's about helping you make smarter, more informed choices. Because honestly, food marketing is really good at making things sound healthier than they are. So, let's pull back the curtain on 11 foods that have a bit of a misleading reputation when it comes to heart health. 1. Salad dressings. You've built yourself a beautiful salad, leafy greens, colorful vegetables, maybe some nuts or chickpeas, heart healthy through and through. And then you drown it in store-bought dressing. Most bottled salad dressings, even the ones labeled light or fat-free, are packed with sodium, added sugar, and refined oils like soybean or canola oil that have been processed in ways that can increase inflammation in the body. The fat-free versions in particular often compensate by adding a lot more sugar. The good news is, this one is the easiest fix on the whole list. A simple homemade dressing, olive oil, lemon juice, a little mustard, salt, and pepper, takes about 30 seconds and is genuinely good for your heart. 2. Canned soups. Canned soup feels like the ultimate comfort food, quick, warm, and filling. But here's the problem: sodium. A single can of a popular healthy vegetable or chicken soup can contain anywhere from 800 to over 1,500 milligrams of sodium. The recommended daily limit for most adults is around 2,300 milligrams, and some soups get you most of the way there in one sitting. Too much sodium causes your body to hold on to extra fluid, which raises your blood pressure. And high blood pressure, over time, puts a massive strain on your heart and blood vessels. Look for low-sodium varieties, or, better yet, make a big batch of homemade soup and freeze it. Your heart will thank you. 3. Frozen healthy meals. You've seen them. The frozen meals with words like lean, light, smart, or wholesome on the box. They feel like a guilt-free shortcut on a busy night. But flip the box over and look at the nutrition label. Many of these meals are packed with sodium, again, often 700 to 1,000 milligrams or more. They can also contain refined oils, added sugars to compensate for reduced fat, and portions that are smaller than you'd realistically eat, which means people often eat two, doubling everything on that label. The branding is doing a lot of heavy lifting here. When it comes to your heart, frozen meals marketed as healthy are often not as heart-friendly as they appear. 4. Bottled sweet iced tea. Tea on its own? Genuinely great for your heart. It's full of natural compounds that support healthy blood vessels. But bottled iced tea from the store? That's a very different story. Most bottled iced teas are absolutely loaded with added sugar, often 30 to 40 grams per bottle, which is close to the total daily sugar limit recommended for heart health. Excess sugar in your diet raises triglycerides, a type of fat in your blood, and contributes to inflammation, both of which increase your risk of heart disease. The healthy halo of tea gets carried over to a drink that's basically sugar water with a hint of tea flavor. If you love iced tea, brew it yourself and skip the sugar, or just add a little honey. 5. Flavored coffee drinks. Your morning coffee might actually be fine for your heart. Some research even suggests it can be beneficial in moderation. But what about that caramel macchiato, flavored latte, or bottled coffee drink? Many of these are essentially dessert in a cup. We're talking 40, 50, sometimes over 60 grams of sugar, heavy cream, or full-fat milk, and flavored syrups. That combination spikes your blood sugar, contributes to weight gain over time, and drives inflammation, all of which are risk factors for heart disease. The coffee isn't the villain here, it's everything around it. If you can't imagine life without your fancy coffee, try asking for fewer pumps of syrup or swapping in oat milk, small changes that make a real difference over time. 6. No sugar energy drinks. Energy drinks are one of the most concerning things on this list when it comes to heart health, and yet they're marketed everywhere. To athletes, to students, to busy professionals. These drinks often contain very high doses of caffeine, sometimes 150 to 300 milligrams or more, combined with stimulants like taurine and large amounts of sugar. This combination can cause your heart rate and blood pressure to spike dramatically, sometimes triggering irregular heart rhythms, especially in people who already have underlying heart issues they may not even know about. Even in otherwise healthy people, frequent energy drink consumption has been linked in multiple studies to changes in heart function. These are not harmless pick-me-ups. Reach for water, a small coffee, or better sleep instead. 7. Processed coconut oil. Coconut oil had a massive moment as a health food. And sure, some forms of coconut oil, used in moderation, aren't necessarily terrible. But processed coconut oil, especially the refined hydrogenated kind, is one of the highest sources of saturated fat you can put in your body. About 90% of coconut oil's fat content is saturated fat. For comparison, butter sits around 63%. That saturated fat raises LDL cholesterol, the type associated with plaque buildup in your arteries, and the American Heart Association has specifically cautioned against using it as a daily cooking fat. A little here and there probably isn't going to hurt you, but if you're drizzling it over everything thinking it's a health food, it's worth reconsidering. 8. Deli meats, turkey slices, chicken breast, lean ham. These are staples of the healthy lunch playbook, but deli meats are one of the most sodium-dense foods in the grocery store. Just a few slices can pack 400 to 700 milligrams of sodium, and they're also often preserved with nitrates and nitrites, chemical compounds that some research links to an increased risk of cardiovascular disease when consumed regularly. Even the low-sodium versions are still relatively high compared to whole, unprocessed foods. If you're eating deli meat every day, it's one of the easiest swaps you can make. Try roasting your own chicken or turkey at the start of the week instead. 9. Veggie chips. Veggie chips sound brilliant. You're picturing dried vegetables, right? A crunchy, light snack that's actually doing something good for you? In most cases, veggie chips are made primarily from potato starch or corn flour with a small amount of vegetable powder mixed in for color and flavor, not whole vegetables. They are then fried and salted, giving you a product with almost the same amount of fat, sodium, and refined carbohydrates as regular potato chips. Refined carbs and excess sodium are both bad news for your heart. Refined carbs spike blood sugar and contribute to inflammation, while sodium drives up blood pressure. The veggie label is really just marketing. If you want something crunchy and heart healthy, try air-popped popcorn or raw veggies with hummus. 10. Fruit juice. This one surprises a lot of people. Fruit juice, especially 100% pure or no added sugar varieties, feels wholesome. It's fruit after all. But here's the thing. When you juice a fruit, you strip away all of the fiber, and fiber is what slows down the absorption of sugar into your bloodstream. Without it, fruit juice hits your blood sugar almost as fast as a can of soda. A single glass of orange juice can contain as much sugar as several whole oranges, without any of the fiber that would normally come with it. Over time, that kind of repeated blood sugar spiking contributes to insulin resistance, inflammation, and raised triglyceride levels, all of which are linked to heart disease. Eat the whole fruit. It's genuinely better for you. 11. Plant-based burgers and meat alternatives. These exploded in popularity over the last decade, and on the surface, swapping beef for a plant-based patty sounds like a win for your heart, right? Here's the catch. Many of these products are heavily processed, and they're often loaded with sodium, sometimes over 400 to 500 milligrams per serving. They also frequently contain coconut oil or palm oil, both of which are high in saturated fat, the kind of fat that can raise the bad cholesterol in your blood and contribute to plaque buildup in your arteries over time. The bottom line? If you're going plant-based for your heart, whole foods like beans, lentils, and chickpeas are a much better bet than a processed patty. Now, I want to leave you with the right takeaway here. Eating any of these foods once in a while is absolutely fine. This isn't about perfection. Heart health is built over years of habits, not undone by a single salad dressing. What we're really talking about is awareness. The more you understand what's actually in your food, the easier it becomes to make small, consistent choices that add up to real protection for your heart. The 3 things that show up in almost every food on this list: excess sodium, added sugar, and heavily processed ingredients. Keep an eye on those three, and you're already ahead of most people. If you found this helpful, share it with someone you care about. Because honestly, a lot of this information just doesn't get talked about enough. And if you have questions, drop them in the comments below. Take care of your heart. It's working hard for you every single day.